position this time. So less than 2 minutes on the countdown clock. Referees in blue are in position, ready to officiate this event. Spotters in yellow, they are ready also. And here is the start list. 8 lifters going head to head to battle it out in the women's 61 kilo category. There's the body weights. The lightest, Ya-Hsuan of Chinese Taipei, 57.83. The heaviest athlete, Mariana D'Andrea of Brazil, 60.61 kilos. Body weights will only come into play if 2 lifters lift the same. In that case, the lighter lifter wins. Well, here are the world records. We've got Amala Perez of Mexico is the current holder, 133 kilos. She doesn't compete in this category today. She could well see those records go. You see Ejike of Nigeria, I'm just looking at the scoreboard, has increased at the last minute her opening attempt from 133, which would have equaled the world record, up to 136. So if successful, we are going to see records broken here on day 4 of these Paralympic Games. There's your jury. These are the men and women who can overrule any decisions. They have the power. Not half as much as the lifters do. Upper body power is absolutely tremendous. Across the board at these Paralympic Games in powerlifting, athletes stronger pound for pound than their able-bodied counterparts at the same body weight. Truly remarkable lifts that we're about to see.
Please load the bar to 75 kilos, rack height 11.
You can hear the announcer asking for rack height 11. Each lifter has a different rack height depending on the length of their arms.
For the first attempt, from South Africa, Chantell Stierman.
The lifters are only allowed to change their weight once in each of the rounds, apart from round 3, where they have 2 opportunities to change. Chantell Stierman, with just 5 minutes remaining on the clock before this competition got underway, stayed at 75, which is her nominated weight. Ya-Hsuan of Taipei has gone up. So, Chantell Stierman, Republic of South Africa, competing in her 2nd Paralympic Games, has a best of 85 kilos. She claims to have lifted more in training, but can she push the boundaries here in Rio? Well, looks very strong. As with all of the categories, we do need to wait for the referee's decision. 3 referees, it must be a majority decision, and that was in favour of a good lift. The bar pauses momentarily on the chest before being driven back to arm's length. Discussions now between Chantell and her coach, just to discuss what she would like to take for her 2nd attempt.
Thank you. The bar is loaded. 78 kilos, first attempt, Chinese Taipei, Ya-Hsuan.
So once the athlete has been called to the platform, the clock will start ticking. Athletes have 2 minutes in which they need to start the lift. Ya-Hsuan of Chinese Taipei is the lifter next up onto the Paralympic platform. The age of 40, competing now in Paralympic Games number 5. Always finishing just outside the medals. Was 8th in 2000 back in Sydney. 7th in Athens 2004, 6th Beijing 2008. Well, could she go 1 or 2 places better? She She's got a system going on, improving each 4-year cycle. Personal best of 82.5 set in 2008. Entering here on 78. Well, comes up nice and steady. Looks anxiously to the scoreboard. It's a good lift. 3 white lights from the referees. And the relief, and I'll tell you why that's a relief. She competed at the London Paralympic Games 4 years ago. Failed to get a single weight registered. The refereeing is so strict. The bar must pause momentarily on the chest, but most importantly must come back to arm's length. Absolutely in line. Any tipping on the bar and the lift will be failed. So Lin Ya-Hsuan, Chinese Taipei, goes into the lead, won't stay there for very long.
Thank you. The bar is lowered to 96 kilograms for the first attempt from Brazil, Mariana D'Andrea.
Barra pronta com 96 quilos para a primeira tentativa de Mariana.
Well, you can hear the noise from the crowd. That means only one thing. Mariana D'Andrea of Brazil, just 18 years of age, relatively inexperienced compared to the rest of the field. Makes her Paralympic debut in front of her home crowd. What more could you ask for? Coach just giving last bits of advice to his athlete and the spotters. You can have assistance off the racks, that's absolutely fine. You can see the arch in the back, that's to get the chest as high as possible. Well, hardly any distance for the bar to travel at all. Blink and you miss it, and it's been failed. As with quite a few of the athletes whose impairment is short stature, they have very soft elbow locks. See how high the bar is there. Does it come back to that height? It does. Referee's not happy with something, maybe didn't pause long enough. Well, from that angle, it doesn't look like it came back to the same height, and that's what the referees would have been looking for.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 100 kilos for the first attempt from Poland. The athlete, Malgorzata Halas-Koralewska.
Barra pronta com 100 quilos para a primeira tentativa de Koralewska da Polônia.
Well, coming onto the platform now, Malgorzata Halas-Koralewska of Poland, 29 years of age. Seems to be pretty fired up here, ready to go, no messing. The coach strapping the legs onto the bench, and that is really to help make sure the legs stay in contact with the bench. The rules specify the head, shoulders, hips and feet must remain in contact. Well, that looks better. But it's failed. I think there was some tipping on the bar. Well, she looks surprised as well. Shrug of the shoulders, I'm not sure what went wrong. Pauses on the chest, that's fine. From this angle it appears to be okay, but I think in the latter part of the lift, the right-hand side of the bar came up a little bit quicker. Just there, only fractional. Well, these referees really are being strict, but I guess the rules are the rules.
From Ukraine, Tetyana Shyrokolava.
Barra pronta com 100 quilos para a primeira tentativa de Shyrokolava da Ucrânia.
Lifter to follow, Ya-Hsuan, People's Republic of China.
Prepara Yan.
From the Ukraine, Tetyana Shyrokolava, 37-year-old. She's competed in 2 previous Paralympics, now competing in her 3rd Games. Didn't manage to get a result in London 4 years ago, was 4th in Beijing. Personal best of 92, opening her campaign with 100 kilos. Well, let's wait for the referee's decision, see what they think of it. Well, failed for tipping the bar as it comes back to arm's length. The left-hand side of the bar just came up slightly quicker there. You can see it's slightly uneven.
20 kilos now, rack height 6.
Anilheiros, por favor, montar a barra com 120 quilos.
This is the angle we want to see. There you can see the bar tipping down on the right as we look at it.
Thank you. The bar is loaded, 120 kilos. First attempt from People's Republic of China, Ya-Hsuan.
So waiting in the wings
120 quilos para a
till
primeira
the athlete has
tentativa
been
de
called. They're not allowed up onto the platform.
conseguir realizar o movimento será o
Ya-Hsuan, People's Republic of China, 30 years of age. Is a silver medalist from London with a best of 125 kilos. Won a bronze medal in Athens in 2004. Missed Beijing. Why? She had a child. Good enough reason, I guess. But the question is, can she threaten for the medals here? We're right up into the business end now. If successful, this will push her right up into the lead. If successful, will also be a Paralympic Games record. Big lift here. Well, that looks super strong. I thought it was in line, but I'm no referee. Let's wait to see the final decision. Yes, it is. Great lifting from China's Ya-Hsuan. Paralympic Games record to boot, all on her opening attempt. She goes straight up into the lead. See here, the power. She drives the bar back to arm's length.
133 kilos now, rack height 9.
Anilheiros, por favor, montar a barra com 133 quilos, suporte 9.
Thank you. The bar is loaded now to 133 kilos. For the first attempt from Egypt, Fatma Omar.
Barra pronta com 133 quilos para a primeira tentativa de Fatma Omar do Egito.
Again, if successful, the athlete will be setting a new Paralympic record.
So the bar has increased again. 20 was the weight we've just seen, now up to 133. This is equal to the world record. It would be a new Paralympic record. Fatma Omar of Egypt, 42 years of age. Check this out for a record. 4 times undefeated Paralympic champion. Clean sweep right from Sydney all the way through to London. But At a lighter body weight, 56 kilos. She's come up a category here. 4 times undefeated world champion. Would you bet against the lady in picture, Fatma Omar of Egypt? First attempt, 133 for a Paralympic record. Oh, so easy. Well, that looked comfortable, but it's been failed. Well, that is a big setback to Fatma Omar's campaign here in Rio. Let's have a closer look. Goes down, pauses. Does it pause for long enough, or was that a touch and a go? That may have been what cost her. Look at the level of the bar. Well, that looks good. I don't think she paused long enough on the chest.
Once again, if the athlete is successful with this attempt, it would be a new Paralympic record, as well a new world record.
Well, Fatma Omar now finds herself with a no result from round 1. Needs to correct those mistakes.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 136 kilos. First attempt from Nigeria, Lucy Ejike.
So attempting a new Paralympic record, attempting a new world record on a first attempt. 136 kilos for the Nigerian Lucy Ejike. Incredible sporting profile. She's been double Paralympic champion in 2004, 2008. She was the silver medalist 4 years ago, behind Fatma Omar. Competing now in her 5th Paralympic Games. Best weight recorded on this kind of stage is 135, which is set back in London. 4 years of training, and she's opening her campaign now, 136. Well, strong enough, but what do the referees make of it? They've given it. Good lifting. There's a world record, Paralympic record, all on the first attempt. Lucy Ejike straight up into the lead, and what a commanding lead. It's going to take world records from other lifters to deny her her gold medal here at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. Tremendously strong, driving the bar back to arm's length.
Bandeiros, por favor, montar a barra com 80 quilos, suporte 11.
Well, there is your leader. Looks comfortable.
Thank you. The bar is loaded.
So that concludes round 1.
The second attempt from
Women's 61 kilo category. There's your leaderboard. Lucy Ejike in the lead with 136 world record. Second place, Ya-Hsuan Lin of China with 120. And in third place, Ya-Hsuan, Chinese Taipei, back down with 78 kilos. Number of lifters yet to register a weight in the first round. So onto the platform to begin round 2 of the women's 61 kilo category for powerlifting here in Rio. Chantell Stierman of Republic of South Africa. She has a daughter who I'm sure will be supporting mum on the biggest platform of all. Has paraplegia as a result of a back injury. $80 kilos, second attempt. Well, it was slow coming back to arm's length. The speed is irrelevant. The referees will be looking for a nice level bar. And they're happy with that lift. Stays in fourth place.
Lowers another kilo, please. 81 kilos now.
Apologies, moves into third place.
Black height, 11.
Ahead of Lin Ya-Hsuan of Chinese Taipei. Will be the next lifter to the platform.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 81 kilos for the second attempt from Chinese Taipei, Lin Ya-Hsuan.
Barra pronta com 81 quilos para a segunda tentativa de Lin Taipei chinesa.
Lin Ya-Hsuan of Chinese Taipei successful with 78
D'Andrea,
kilos in the first attempt, has now opted
Prepara
an
Mariana.
increase just 3 up to 81. This would move her back into the bronze medal position. Her impairment is to the spine and as a result of falling from the 5th floor of a building. She's not been able to walk since her accident. Well, if you look at the rings on the bar, that indicates where the athlete is allowed to place their hands. They are allowed anywhere inside the rings. They're allowed to have their hands on the rings but not outside. And that is simply to limit how wide the athletes can put their hands, because the wider the hands are, the less distance the bar has to travel. Well, looks like the bar comes up level. Do the referees agree? No, they don't. They've seen an infringement. It's a no lift. It's a good job. I'm not refereeing.
Segunda tentativa de Lin Taipei chinesa.
Down under control. Pauses. Okay, the question is, do they see that that's dipped into the chest too far?
Anilheiros.
Bar has to touch the chest.
Para a barra com
Can't
96
dip in.
quilos. Suporte 2.
So in this case, the level of the bar looks pretty good, but I think they're looking for what happened when it was on the chest. So Lin Ya-Hsuan will have to be content staying in fourth place at the moment, still on 78 from the first attempt. She has one attempt remaining.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 96 kilos for the second attempt from Brazil, Mariana D'Andrea.
Barra pronta com 96 quilos para a segunda tentativa de Mariana.
So from Brazil, Mariana D'Andrea, the 18-year-old,
Lifter to follow.
was a very, very late addition to the Brazil squad for the 2016 Paralympic Games in Rio, after they were allocated an extra place following the exclusion of the Russian athletes from the Games. So you've got to question how much time she's had to fully prepare for these games, but hey, this for her is more about experience and learning the ropes. She was failed on her first attempt with 96. Elbow lock is not great, and that's what the referees will be looking at very, very closely. Does the bar travel back to the position it started? So this position here, really arching the back to get the chest super high. Well, let's have a look, see what the referees think. She's smiling, looks happier, but they failed it again. And a look of frustration as to why on earth was that failed. And I think we're going to see that it's for the same reason as the first attempt. There's the height of the bar. Fraction short of where it started, and that's enough for the referees to say no lift.
Montar a barra por 100 quilos, suporte 6.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 100 kilos. For the second attempt, from
Quick
Poland,
massage to the temple area.
Malgorzata Halas-Koralewska.
Few last words of advice from the Polish coach. As we see, second attempt now for Malgorzata Halas-Koralewska of Poland, 29-year-old. Back home, she's established an organisation named Halas Team in Poland. It's a company that aims to promote a healthy lifestyle through weightlifting for the local community. Making her Paralympic debut here. No results to go on. Bit of an unknown quantity. 100 kilos, second attempt. The anxious wait. And this time it's a good lift. Corrected the error from the first attempt. This time the bar travels nice and evenly back to arm's length. Pauses for long enough.
Loaders, please. 100 kilos. 100 kilos.
Well, that's the relief. She's up into bronze medal position. How long can she stay there? We'll have to wait and see. Well, they can choose a weight for the third round, but they will have an opportunity to change it.
To 100 kilos. For the second attempt, from Ukraine, Tetyana Shyrokolava.
So from the Ukraine, stepping onto the platform now for her second attempt,
Lifter to follow.
Tetyana Shyrokolava,
Republic of China.
37 years of age. Her husband, Vladimir Petrov, used to compete in judo before he suffered a spinal cord injury. She's a former Ukrainian champion in the shot put. She's worked as a children's powerlifting coach since 2003 back in the Ukraine. Well, second attempt, missed her first. Well, makes no mistakes about that. Lifts super positively and confidently. And this time it's a good lift. 2-1 decision in favour. Take that, thank you very much. She's in the competition.
Weight now, 128 kilos. Rack height is 6.
Moves into fourth place. Polish athlete that went before stays in third by virtue of lighter body weight. The athletes and coaches will have to make their decisions in terms of weight selection in the third and final round, taking into account the body weights.
Thank you. Bar is loaded to 128 kilos for the second attempt. From the People's Republic of China, Ya-Hsuan.
Barra pronta com 128 quilos para a segunda tentativa de China.
Lifter to follow.
Well, on onto the platform now for her second attempt. Ya-Hsuan of China, 30 years of age, silver medalist from the London Games. The impairment to her leg is a result of the effects of polio contracted as a child. Spent 4 years out of the sport of powerlifting between 2006 and 2010 following the birth of her daughter. Back now onto the biggest sporting stage of all. Second attempt, 128 kilos. Well, that was a little slower back to arm's length. The speed doesn't matter. The question is, was the bar level? Referees say yes, it was. 2-1 in favour. Now pushes from 120 up to 128, secures her position in the silver medal. At the moment, we still have 2 lifters remaining in the second round though, so things may change. Acknowledging the referees. Keep the referees happy. That's a wise decision.
Second attempt, Ejike, Fatma Omar.
So coming onto the stage, a very frustrated Fatma Omar of Egypt, having missed her first attempt. The bar flew up to arm's length. The referees saw an infringement. Impeccable record, 4-time undefeated Paralympic Games champion. Personal best of 144. She's come up a category since the London Games. Previously had a suspension, 2-year ban, that was reduced to 1 year after an appeal. Let's hope she's back and clean. 133, the weight on the bar. Second attempt for Fatma Omar of Egypt. So strong, back to arm's length. Just wonder what she can actually bench if there were no rules in terms of the pause at the bottom and the level of the bar coming up. That is an immense lift right back into the swing of things now. Catapults Fatma Omar straight back up into silver medal position. Pause at the chest. That's tough enough to get a dead weight moving. She makes it look comfortable.
Thank you, the bar is loaded. 138 kilos, second attempt from Nigeria.
Well, 4 times undefeated, has big questions to ask of herself now. Needs something massive on the final attempt to deny this woman, Lucy Ejike of Nigeria, from taking gold. Third attempt now. Another Paralympic, another world record. Has opted for just 2 kilos on the weight she nailed in the first round. 138 is now the weight on the bar. Lucy Ejike, her impairment as a result of the effects of polio. Her philosophy, my secret is discipline and hard work. 1:38, world record attempt. Well, incredible lifting from Lucy Ejike of Nigeria. It's the second world record that she has nailed here. The Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. She is on a mission. She's on a mission to go one better than she did in London and to deny Fatma Omar of Egypt a 5th consecutive title. This competition really is hotting up. Bring on this third round. Still all to play for here in Rio Centro Pavilion 2 in the women's 61 kilo category. Record-breaking stuff from Lucy Ejike of Nigeria. So the standings after round 2 in the women's 61 kilo category. In the lead by 5 kilos, Lucy Ejike. Second place, Fatma Omar, 5 kilos behind but has the ability. Third place, Ya-Hsuan of China, down on 134. So onto the platform and onto the bench, wasting no time as we commence the women's 61 kilo category. Third round. We have the lifter from Chinese Taipei, Lin Ya-Hsuan. Successful with 78 on the first attempt. Missed 81. Has now opted for 81 kilos again. Successful, this will move her from 7th up to 6th. Well, it may be slow. It looked level. Do the referees agree? Look to the scoreboard. Oh, not to be. 2-1 against the lifter. Well, again, maybe deemed to sink too far into the chest. That weight is there. I'm sure we're going to see Lin Ya-Hsuan of Chinese Taipei fight another day. Well, the frustration after so many weeks, months, years of hard work, frustrating when it doesn't come off.
Thank you. The bar is loaded. 88 kilos, third attempt. From South Africa, Chantell Stierman.
So Chantell Stierman of South Africa has now opted for an 8 kilo increase to her third attempt. This for a new personal best. Claims to have done more in training, but has been struggling to find the money to travel to be able to compete around the world. Athletes of this level, believe it or not, don't all get sponsorship. They rely on support and help from others. So, centre referee has asked for the bar to be re-racked. Too much weight today.
No lift for Stierman on
Well, she had a go.
88 kilos.
Back to the training hall. More work required. I'm sure we're going to see her back in 4 years' time. Stronger and in better shape. Unable to get the bar moving after the pause. She finishes her campaign with 80 kilos. Chantell Stierman of South Africa finishing back in 6th place. It's the end of her campaign here in Rio. Well, under some serious pressure now, Mariana D'Andrea of Brazil missed her first 2 lifts with 96 kilos, and for some reason coaches have chosen to push her up to 101. Well, this is big. This is an attempt to move her into 5th position. It's all or nothing now on this final attempt. Home crowd getting behind her. Needs to really drive this bar back to the height that it started for the referees to be satisfied. Well, hardly any distance for the bar to travel. It's very difficult for the referees to make a clear judgment. And that's 3 successive failures. How disappointing. The crowd applaud her efforts. She's going to be desperately disappointed after that decision.
103 kilos, rack height 6.
Literally only an inch for that bar to travel. I'm not sure how you can officiate it any other way. See the heartbreak.
Thank you. The bar is loaded. With a 3rd attempt from Poland, Malgorzata Halas-Koralewska.
Well, quick chest to floor burpee just to make sure the arms and the chest are on fire. And their coach is giving her a good slap on the shoulders. Wakey, wakey. Malgorzata Halas-Koralewska of Poland. It's your go. 3rd attempt. Successful with 100 kilos on a 2nd. Now chosen for 103. Wow, so strong. Back to arm's length. And it's been failed. Wow. Let's have a look at the slow-mo to see if we can spot what all 3 referees have clearly seen. Head, shoulders, hips, feet stay in contact. Pauses. And he's driven back to arm's length. Well, Let us know if you can see the mistake there. Maybe a slight bounce on the chest.
Thank you. The bar is loaded. 103 kilos, third attempt. From Ukraine, Tetyana Shyrokolava.
Well, disappointing attempt. I think she'd like to see the replay as well. That's job done.
Lifter to follow,
Well,
Ya-Hsuan.
I thought it was very good too, but I'm no referee, so onto the platform now for her third and final attempt, Tetyana Shyrokolava of the Ukraine. If successful, this will move Tetyana from 5th to 4th. Oh, did that bar stay level? What do the referees think? And she wants to know the answer as well. No lift. She's going to have to stay down in 5th place. When the errors are so fractional, it's so hard even for the lifters to feel if there's a mistake. They know what the rules are, they train for it. And under this kind of pressure, the slightest tip of that bar and it's game over. So the bar will now take a huge gain in weight up to 134 kilos.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 lifts left, 3 lifters left.
So we've got the wrong weights on the bar here. So 2 reds in the collars makes it 125. You're going to need a bit of shrapnel there as well to get up to 134. So bar is now loaded at 134 and waiting patiently. Backstage is Ya-Hsuan of China, 30-year-old, and has a relevance to the weight that she's chosen. This would, if successful, move her up into the silver medal position ahead of Fatma Omar of Egypt. Well, the Egyptians have a difficult call to make now in terms of the weight selection they want, especially if Ya-Hsuan is successful here.
Lifter to follow, Omar, Egypt.
So successful with 120, then 128. The bar is now at 134. This to move in to silver medal position. Just about keeps it moving, not good enough. Centre referee is asking for the bar to be re-racked. She knows it was a close attempt. She had to go for it, nothing to lose. The bronze was guaranteed.
Loaders, more weight please. 140 kilos now, rack height.
Good on the way down, but I figured most of us can probably do the downward face. In fact, saying that, I certainly couldn't, not with that kind of weight. Starts to step the bar, one side goes up, then the other. That's not allowed. Great effort. There's your bronze medalist from China, Ya-Hsuan.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 140 kilos. Third attempt from Egypt, Fatma Omar.
Barra pronta com 140 quilos para a terceira tentativa. E a atleta pede mais peso.
So we have a cat and mouse game going on backstage. A little puzzled as to the weight selection here. Nigeria's Lucy Ejike is currently in the lead. 138. Second place, Fatma Omar of Egypt, 133. My thinking would be for Fatma Omar to come out on 139 to go into the lead, world record, etc. But no. We're going to see Lucy Ejike try and extend her lead even further from 138 to 142. Fatma Omar is content to let this happen and has then opted for 1 kilo more. So by the looks of it, the Egyptians have anticipated that Lucy Ejike of Nigeria will succeed with this. Now this is taking it right to the wire. John Amos of Great Britain, what is he saying? The athletes are only allowed to change their weight twice in the third round. Maybe that's the issue we're looking at. We can't hear what's being said. So Lucy Ejike from Nigeria looks ready. She has to remain calm and composed while the technical officials sort out any mess. Ooh, so it appears that Fatma Omar has had too many changes of weight, and they are now forcing her to come back down to 140, which was the second weight selection. So this would go into the lead. The coaches messed up a little here. Should have been 139 really to go into the lead. 140 is irrelevant. But 140 is the weight on the bar. They've got their rules wrong. Schoolboy error. This now forces Fatma Omar from Egypt up onto the platform for her third and final attempt. If successful, this will be a new Paralympic record, a new world record, and go into gold medal position.
If successful, this is going to be a new Paralympic record, a new world record. Lifter to follow.
Just put this in perspective, Fatma Omar has been undefeated at Paralympic Games for the last 4 cycles from Sydney, Athens, Beijing, London. Gold, gold, gold and gold. Currently in silver medal position. This to put her into the lead. And even if successful, we'll just have to sit and wait. Well, it's strong. Look to the scoreboard, needs this to count, and she's into the lead. She's put herself in the best position possible. Let's hope the mistake from the coaching staff haven't cost her this. There's a new world record, new Paralympic record, but She now has to go back to the warm-up and pray. Lucy Ejike is unable to go any further. Tremendous lifting from the Egyptian. Supreme strength.
142 kilos, rack height
4-time Paralympic champion. Will it be 5? Oh, she's saying her prayers right now.
Thank you. The bar is loaded.
Last words of advice now from the Nigerians.
Lucy Ejike.
Doesn't need 142, only needs 140, but again, the cat and mouse game that went on previously has already seen the Nigerians mess around with the weight choice twice. So it has to come out now. 142.
This is for the Paralympic record, the world record, and the gold medal.
So this is it, last lift remaining in the women's 61 kilo category. We've heard the announcers make the call, Paralympic and world record at stake, and this will be a gold medal lift if successful. Nigeria or Egypt. Well, will the referees deny her that gold medal? No, they won't. It's a majority decision. There is your Paralympic champion, world record holder, Paralympic record holder. Say no more. There is the heartbreak from Fatma Omar, who was bidding to go 5 from 5. Well, we thought that that was the end of the competition. Tremendous pictures that we are witnessing. But it's not the end. While the medals may have been decided, are we going to see them trying to push even further on a 4th attempt? It was announced just then. So, is she coming out for a 4th attempt? Yes, she is. Lucy Ejike. This is allowed, this is permitted. Doesn't stand in terms of the actual competition itself. The women's 61 kilo category medals have been decided here in Rio. This now is for pride. This is for passion. 145 kilos is the weight that has been selected. Lucy Ejike of Nigeria will have 3 minutes. Doesn't need to come out too soon. She is. Probably take a little more time on the bench. She is the Paralympic champion.
Another chance at a world record.
She thinks she can go further here.
The athlete has 3 minutes in which to begin.
Well, let's put this in perspective. At a body weight of sub 61 kilos. Well, I don't know about you guys back home, but as a female lifter, I never did bench as part of my training for weightlifting. We need a good overhead flexibility. And I've set my target of trying to just bench body weight. And I'm still a couple of kilos short. This is well in excess of double body weight. 2.5 times, almost 145, new world record. Well, it's gone to arm's length. What do the referees make of the level of the bar? No lift. She's celebrating as if she's got it. What a shame. That would have been the icing on the cake. Thank you, she says. Thank you to the referees, the officials, and the crowd. What a noise they've made here. Day 4, the women's 61 kilo powerlifting division.
Thank you.
We have been treated to some outstanding lifting. Next up is the medals. There is your winner, Lucy Ejike. The results from London have been reversed. From silver now up into the gold medal position. Here are the results of the women's 61 kilo category. The Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. In 3rd place, Ya-Hsuan of China, 30 years of age, takes a medal from Rio in silver medal position. Unable to get 5 out of 5 titles, has to be content with the silver. Fatma Omar of Egypt. The winner, no denying the class of Lucy Ejike from Nigeria. Tremendous lifting, world records galore. She will stand atop of the podium.
What a great time here at Powerlifting. World records, Paralympic records, medals galore, and we'd like you to come back. Spectators wishing to purchase tickets to future sessions should visit the ticket box office or go online www.rio2016.com/tickets.
Ingressos para acompanhar sessões eletrizantes como essa e para outros eventos estão vendo em nossas bilheterias ou pelo site www.rio2016.com/ingressos.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for powerlifting, women's up to 61 kilos.
Senhoras e senhores, a cerimônia de premiação do halterofilismo da categoria feminina até 61 quilos.
Please welcome the medalists.
So, rolling out onto stage, the medalists for the victory ceremony of the women's 61 kilo category. Powerlifting here from Rio Centro, Pavilion 2. Well, it would appear that the athletes are a little keen to get themselves on the podium. You see Ejike just being asked to hang on a second.
International Paralympic Committee Powerlifting.
As medalhas serão entregues pelo
So,
presidente.
John Amos, IPC Powerlifting Chairperson, will be presenting the awards. Well, he was hot on the rules today. Noticed a couple of errors. Made sure the competition ran according to the rules.
Apoiado pelo diretor de gestão de instalações da Rio
Gustavo
2016, senhor
Chantell.
Gustavo Nascimento.
The Rio 2016 director will also be assisting with the victory ceremony.
Bronze medalist representing People's Republic of China.
Medalha de bronze representando a República Popular da China.
Ya-Hsuan
Ya-Hsuan of People's Republic of China takes bronze. It was bronze in Athens 2004, silver in London 4 years ago. This time she stays on the podium, making it 3 out of 3 medals. Paralympic Games. Tremendous effort. Finished their campaign with 1:28.
Silver medalist representing Egypt.
Medalha de prata representando o Egito.
Fatma Omar.
Well, you may forgive her for looking rather disappointed. 4-time Paralympic champion, 4-time world champion. She wanted to make it 5, did everything she could, but this time has to settle for the silver.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Nigeria.
Medalha de ouro e campeã paralímpica representando a Nigéria.
Lucy Ejike.
Well, she cannot wait to get onto the top of that podium. Lucy Ejike of Nigeria, 38 years of age. Paralympic records, world records. I present to you the gold medalist here in the women's 61 kilo category. Was runner-up 4 years ago. This is now her 3rd Paralympic title. What an achievement. Something tells me we're going to have parties into the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of Nigeria.
Senhoras e senhores, o hino da Nigéria.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Senhoras e senhores, as medalhistas paralímpicas.
Now, a victory ceremony from the women's 61 kilo category. Gold medal goes to Nigeria's Lucy Ejike, silver Fatma Omar of Egypt, and China's Ya-Hsuan will take the bronze. Crowd trying to get their photos. What a competition this has been.
When leaving your seat and exiting the venue, please take unwanted items with you and place them in the available waste bins of the Rio Centro Pavilion 2.
Well, we've had records galore, some fantastic lifting, and this concludes the women's 61 kilo category from Rio Centro Pavilion 2 at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. Goodbye for now.